Alright guys, welcome back once again to this Complexity Scrimcast. I'm your casting host, Beef. Thank you very much for joining me. I am back from getting water. No tea for me today because this is going to be the last game in today's Scrim series, so we can think of it as a best of 5, but only if one team wins. Otherwise, it's just 4 random games, right? So we'll see if Complexity's got what it takes to bring home the possibly best of 5 series 3-1. They're on a roll right now. Lost that first game, won 2 in a row. Whew, that was a hell of a game last game. We did have a 15-minute concede there. Had a Magebane pick that was not even really that much of a Magebane pick. He was not able to get that farm. That game was not because of Magebane. That game was because of all the other players there from Complexity. Chessie being able to put out that pressure on those towers. From Moon Meander winning his lane dominantly and being able to get that nice early portal key and provide the assistance in those team fights. And in the mid lane, we had Nymphora and Fade doing so much damage. They were able to get that turnaround there at the level 1 gank, level 2 gank, very early on for the Bloodlust. Get the 3-0 start right there from the beginning. Beautiful, beautiful job there from Complexity. We'll see what happens this game. I was AFK at the beginning here, so let's do this fast. Blind Bands, Tempest and Wild Soul. Wild Soul and Tundra. So Wild Soul, as for the 4th. We're back up. Sorry about that once again, guys. I do apologize. Going to make sure that that does not happen again in the future. But yeah, Legionnaire did not see him for a very long time. Definitely made his way into the competitive scene there for a little bit, but he's gotten pretty strong in this jungle metagame. We'll see if he does make his way in. He's an extremely fun hero to watch, so I definitely would not mind that. It did look like Luna was actually the first pick there, and definitely a hero that's made her way into the competitive scene a lot recently as a support. Counterpicked over here by Nymphora and Wretched Hag. Once again, that Nymphora, we didn't really get to see it a whole lot last game simply because the game ended so early. The Nymphora, the ability to teleport around once she reaches level 6. We'll see what players and what heroes are going to be supporting that Nymphora once she's able to get that level 6. Who's going to be making their way around the map to get those nice easy kills on a hero like this Forsaken Archer. Forsaken Archer so vulnerable to ganks. Very immobile hero, very much so a hero with no escape mechanisms, no stuns. I mean, she's got the pin, but definitely not something to help you get out of there. And the last picks out of the non-lock pool are in fact going to be Electrician. So Electrician, definitely an extremely fun hero. His tanky potential, his ability to really get in there and be super annoying, so hard to kill, able to deal damage the entire time. It's going to be fun. The entire Hellborn side is complete already. We do have the Ophelia now on the other side for TT Esports. What is the last pick going to be? We've seen Bubbles in all 4 of these other games. Could fit into the lineup, possibly. Any of these heroes could really fit into the lineup. Maybe not so much Legionnaire, but we'll see it. Bubbles does, in fact, come out. Going to be on Riser, one of his signature heroes. So let's go over these teams. For Complexity, playing the Hellborn, we do have B-Kid playing Magmus, one of his favorite heroes over there. Definitely one of the best heroes that he could possibly be playing. Moon Meander going to be on that Electrician. Haxerin on the Wretched Hag. We saw that in game 2, doing pretty well there. Franzi playing the support Nymphora, and Chessie once again going to be on that Keeper of the Forest. The jungler role, very much so where he is at home. Forsaken Archer, the blue player over here, being played by Slicks. We do have Whitalaba. White over here on the Ophelia as well. And Midas actually going to be on Moravius. Moravius. That'd be, it's not quite his name, but good enough, right? Aluna being played by Leon Black. And we do have Riser, of course, with the bubbles. So I like the lineups coming out of both of these heroes. I think that the super late game potential of Forsaken Archer is going to need, she's going to need that farm. If she's able to get that farm and they're able to not really take too much damage here in the super early game to the pushing potential of this tree, to the early farming potential and ganking potential of the Magmus, the Nymphora, the Electrician, and the Hag, then maybe in the late game, Slicks on this Forsaken Archer could be able to take this, but up here we do already have a little bit of a standoff as Nymphora is going to go ahead and scout that Winged Courier. The Winged Courier shield going to have to be used right there before it does fall. B-Kid on this Magnus, looking for a stun, but not going to happen right now. Riser actually on that bubbles up here in the top lane, so Magnus is going to have a very good time being babysat by this Nymphora. Franzi very good at making sure to zone and deny the experience to this bubbles. Going to make sure that the Magnus has as much free farming potential as possible, similar to what we saw in game 2, I believe, where Magnus was in fact being played by B-Kid in the bottom lane over here. And I think that it was, in fact, yeah, it should have been Riser on bubbles over here as well. So that game, Magnus had extremely good farm, able to get the phase boots portal key at like 14 minutes, and then able to get a shrunken head at like 26 minutes, something like that. Strong farm. We'll see if he's able to replicate it here. Moon Meander playing the suicide role against the Forsaken Archer and this Aluna. So Moon Meander, I think he's going to have a pretty rough time. We talked about how Electrician is definitely one of the tankier heroes in the game. But Moon, he's going to be going up against double range with a stun, with the pin. It's going to be very rough indeed. And we even see Slicks right now with the going ahead and pulling the creeps back a little bit further. He doesn't want them to be in the tower. Well, actually, they ended up in the tower anyway. The reason that this happened was the trees. I saw it on the minimap, didn't focus the camera on it. The trees were actually being used to drag these creeps a little bit further away. And so that was a great job there by Chessie on the Complexity tree, being able to get this lane pushed up just a little bit further than the TTE guys would want it, and Moon's going to be able to get a little bit more experience as a result. Up in the top lane, trading blows with this bubbles. Franzi actually able to get the second part of that stun. Probably a little bit frustrating there for Riser because she blatantly missed the first part of it, but able to correct with the positioning and get the second part. So Riser definitely taking a little more damage than he would want to right there, and going to be forcing some regen out, and he might actually need a shell surf right here as the stun might come out once again. We'll see if Franz is going to be looking for that, but no, just a ton of damage being put out. The health potion already being used right there. Down here, we do actually have the lane now being pushed up. There were 2 archers. They were able to deny one of those archers back. So nice job there getting that push under control. But Moon's already in range for this experience. And as a lane going up against a suicide, your entire job is to really deny as much experience and farm as possible to that suicide player. I mean, of course, you want to get your own farm as well, but that's a very important part, is the denial. And right now, they're not doing the best job of denying it. A lot of that did come down to Chessie, though, on that tree, being able to get that tree drag with those minions and get the lane pushed up. So Moon's now actually going to be going a little bit one-on-one, as Aluna was in the middle with that illusion rune. And so Hacks are now going to be taking a little bit more pressure again once he's getting into this dual lane situation. But Forsaken Archer now activating those skeletal minions. The shield does come up now from Electrician as well. So he says, nope, you're not going to do too much damage to me, and I'm going to get a little bit of pressure being put back onto you. But Moon's now in a little bit better situation than he would otherwise be in. Slick's definitely still going to have the advantage in this lane, as he got the nice early farm. He's going to be able to get a little bit better levels as a result. But now that they're in a one-on-one, Moon's going to be all right. Aluna trying to chase down this cat courier, saying that he's going all in, but not quite right now. Leon Black going to be able to throw a power throw right there for Wretched Hag, and another stun going to be coming out as well. But Midas in the back just continuing to farm at this point. Marevis says, I need to get that level 6. I need to get into that position where I'm going to be able to stun this Hag. Then we can kill her. But until then, unless there's a pretty serious overextension, simply not going to happen for the time being. Up here in the top lane, we do have B-Kid continuing to farm so very effectively right now. He's got 330 GPM, 22 and 11. Riser is able to get some experience here, dug into these trees. He's actually not invisible by the other team right now, although Nymphora being played by Franzi going to come up right there. The heavy ballista gave Riser sight, though, so he was able to get out of there just in time. And we actually see that Nymphora's got all 3 of her skills leveled up right now, going that 1-1-1 build. So she's going to be a little bit of a jack of all trades. Down in the bottom lane, Slicks definitely doing a good job of farming himself. He's not as high GPM as the Magnus over here at 350 now, but 320 certainly respectable, and they're doing a very good job of keeping Moon pushed out of the lane for the time being. Moon getting a little bit ballsy, wants to get up there and get that experience, but not quite able to. However, on the other side of the the map, Riser is definitely in a pretty bad situation. He's playing a more true suicide role, I would say, as this Nymphora and the Magnus double stun combination. Definitely an issue. Whereas Moon, he's doing a pretty good job down here. I like it. Mid lane, though, Maravis, with that bottled haste, was able to force Haxorn back into the base to go get that regen. Hag does have the bottle of her own, but not a whole lot else. Midas, being that mid hero with the strength, has a lot of HP, 815 HP to just the 640 of his opponent. And Hag even eating the end of that golden salvo right there. Going to be taking quite a bit of pressure indeed. Chessie in the forest, level 5 now. So that's when we've typically seen Chessie start to put that pressure on some towers. We'll see if he does make his way into the middle or top lanes and try to do that after all. Magnus, I wouldn't expect them to push the top lane just because Mag is getting such good farm up here right now. You want to get as much farm as you can super early on this Magnus, and we'll see how it goes. Franzi in the jungle, going to go ahead and take care of some stacking. Missed the last hit. They're onto that wolf, not a big deal though. There'll be plenty of others, but Midas now with that level 6, with that haste, definitely has ganking potential. The haste only has 25 seconds left on it, so it's really going to be about where he chooses to go. And I definitely would not mind seeing them go bottom because there is a push coming out right now. Ophelia, level 5, making way out of the jungle right here. And with that Forsaken Archer as well, a ton of pressure coming onto the tower. The Captain Champion will fall and Moonmeander will get experience for that. And on the other side though, Chessie putting pressure on the top tower as well. But the bottom tower going to fall first. We'll see if there's any move to go ahead and defend this top tower or if both these teams are just comfortable with the tower trade for the time being. Wretched Hag, invisible right now, was able to snag that from the Midas. Midas's haste looking like it's going to expire relatively soon here. Level 5 Wretched Hag, no Bat Blast for the time being, although Moonmeander is going to be able to team up with Hag, and they get the first blood right there. That does indeed go for Complexity. Magnus with the beautiful blind stun right there onto a Luna. Leon Black being caught out. One more Sonar Scream there from Hag, and that is going to happen. Haxorn with the double tap for first blood right there. A beautiful position for Complexity to be in. They got the tower trade, and with those players down and the superior levels right now, they're going to be able to put pressure onto this bottom tower. The response from TT Esports is going to be trying to put pressure on the mid tower. This is what you have to do. If you know you can't defend the bottom, then you have to move to mid or some other lane and try to force them to back up, which is actually what happened right there. They knew that they couldn't really get that tower down in time, so they're going to go ahead and make their way over to these Ancients, which are actually triple stacked. So Magnus, Electrician, and Keeper could very well take those out, and that's going to be a huge boost in gold to anybody that is getting part of that, and a huge boost in experience. With Magnus already level 6, Electrician already level 6, doing much better than Riser on the other side of the map. Riser had a much harder lane, but there was also not the tree pulling for Riser. Really comes back to that beautiful play there by Chessie, utilizing that those tree dogs in much the same way that the Wild Soul Bear would be used to get that lane control under control. So Riser now back at this tier 2 tower is going to be able to get some farm. He's going to be able to get the levels that he needs. In the middle lane, though, we do have this Forsaken Archer who's farming pretty well herself. If we take a look at the team stats, it's definitely in favor of Complexity right now, but not by an astronomical amount. About 1,000 gold lead, 1,700 experience lead. So not an insurmountable amount by any means, although this triple stack definitely going to help out. Midas, he's doing pretty well mid. 37 and 12. You would expect maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit better just because Luna was roaming there a couple of times. Hag did pretty well herself, 15 and 2 in that 1v2 type lane. It's kind of questionable because that Luna was roaming back and forth so much. But Midas definitely going to be able to get his items that he needs very quickly here. Already with Steam Boots. Probably going to be looking at a Mana Ring and probably a Portal Key relatively soon. Pressure here on this mid tower. The Hellborn team going to go ahead and take out these creeps instead. Eruption comes out of B-Kit on Magnus right there. And so actually looks like the Hag was able to force them off of this tower. And a lot of the farm here for Haxorn on the Hag came from those 2 kills. Didn't get a ton of CS, but still at 285 GPM as opposed to the 330 on Magnus. So 2 kills can go a long way to really making up for some lackluster CS farm. Triple stacked Ancients are in fact killed right there. Magnus Electrician and Tree might all be making their way back to home. Tree will probably stay out and keep farming, but the other two definitely going to make their way home right now. If we take a look at the gold per minute tab here, 408 gold per minute for Magnus. He's got that Talisman of the Exile now. Could very well be going for a nice early, what is it called? Mana Ring. Ring of Sorcery, Mana Ring, whatever you want to call it there. But he could also be going for a portal key, as he's got enough money for that pickled brain right now, but not quite going to be buying it. So it leads me to believe he just wanted that Talisman of the Exile to get that maximum mana pool up just a little bit more, get the intelligence up for some mana regen, then go into the portal key, maybe do a mana ring afterward. Hag on the other side is definitely struggling with her farm just a little bit more. Going to be able to go to town right now. Take a look at maybe picking up some steam boots, something along those lines. Keeper of the Forest with that mana ring of his own. Midas working on steam boots. Already got 850 more gold saved up. And Slicks has done very well. 390 GPM. Got phase boots. He's got the Ring of the Teacher, which is so important for pushing, so important for lane control. And the amount of mana regen that somebody like Forsaken Archer really needs. Whispering Helm actually going to be the choice here from Slicks. So he's going to be able to get that item. He's going to be able to dominate creeps. Use those creeps to really get the stacks going. We actually see Bubbles there being played by Riser, throwing some shells over the edge over here at these Ancients. He was able to snag one of the kills right there. Riser saying, what else can I do? And it's true. He had a really rough time in that top lane. Franzi and Beakid doing a phenomenal job making sure that he was not able to get the last hits that he did in fact need. We now do have Moon Meander actually taking care of some of these. Moon Meander taking care of the rest of these Ancients over here. These were double stacked before Riser got to them there on his bubbles, but Moon getting a lot of his farm done there in the jungle. Not quite able to poke out onto the map, but he's still maintaining decent GPM over here at 230. Not bad at all compared to the 140 of his opponent. Even able to get these last hits as well. Hag now with that bottled up DD going to be able to go to work on some more creeps. Maybe get that CS of her own. But it's really going to be all about the Slicks. Triple stacks already going on in the jungle. Well, the team's trying to get triple stacks started for Slicks right now. That dominated creep already sitting over here at the Ancients. Going to be starting to stack those up as well so that Slicks can go over there and take them out with his ultimate, with the assistance of his team. Get that farm really skyrocketing. So Magnus and Forsaken Archer, very, very similar GPMs right now. Very different roles in the game. Forsaken Archer doesn't want to be involved in too many team fights until she's got some of her necessary items. Whereas Magnus, with the ability to get that portal key right now, could be looking to get involved in some team fights very, very soon here. We actually do have a combination coming out onto the Wretched Hag right there. Followed up with a power throw and a pin. Wretched Hag does fall. Beautiful play there by Moravius on Midas, getting that taken care of. The middle tower does fall. They might even go for 2 right here, although it looks like they're going to go ahead and try to retreat for the time being. Riser, level 7 down here, going toe-to-toe with Moon Meander on this Electrician right now. Moon definitely looks a little bit menacing. The electric shield activated right there as Moon's going to go in for some of these last hits. Wants that aura damage, doing damage there. And getting those last hits done nice. Going to start a little bit of a push right there, but Riser in a good position to go ahead and clean that push up. Make sure that nothing happens. Gets that last hit on that Warlock because he wants that one as well. But we do hear that Nymphora port coming in. Going to be bringing Wretched Hag with him. So Electrician going for the grip right there. The Hag comes in. The Zeal Stun to finish him off. Franzi takes home that kill. And Riser's bad day definitely continuing at this point. Wretched Hag with that double damage along with Electrician being played by Moon Meander, going to put on a lot of pressure here onto this tower. We already have Midas looking like he might rotate down, but no, he's just going to bottle that regen. This tower is going to be completely sacrificed for the time being, although one port going to be coming in right now that is in fact Slicks on the Forsaken Archer. Does not have a whole lot of mana, so doesn't even have enough mana for a pin. Might have enough mana if she changed to boots. No, not going to be enough mana when she changes to boots either, so definitely does not want to get involved. But the port alone enough to scare the Hellborn team off. Portal key already picked up now by Magnus, so B-Kid definitely has the ability to get involved into some of these fights. Riser going to come up here and say, okay, maybe I can farm this lane, but we'll see how long B-Kid puts up with that before he tries to swat down that pesky fly that is Bubbles. Action in the middle lane now finished his Steam Boots, and Magnus finishing his Ring of Sorcery right there with the Pickled Brain pickup. So definitely these items are starting to show. We do have a Ogre Axe coming out now for Forsaken Archer. Actually, a Mighty Blade, excuse me, coming out for Forsaken Archer. So we'll see if that gets turned into perhaps a Frostburn, or if that's going to be going for a Shrunken Head. We'll definitely have to see right there. Riser hiding in these trees with his Steam Boots now. So nice job being able to actually complete Steam Boots. Doesn't want Magnus to get too frisky right there. Actually, Hag and Midas going at it right there, trading blow for blow, but both of them going to go ahead and try to retreat right there. Moravis with that regen rune activated now is... Oh! That is so unfortunate. Why was that Hell Cannon attacking him? That is so strange. Normally you would see that attacking the other creep, but loses that regen rune, and that's actually a pretty big deal. He wanted that regen rune so that he's going to be able to go into the jungle and probably farm these, maybe even start talking about some ancients, something like that. Losing all the mana that really provided. Definitely nothing to be scoffed at. Plated Greaves going to be finished now for Moon Meander. Definitely a good choice with the physical damage component of the Legion team. Forsaken Archer, mostly physical damage, and a lot of physical damage coming out of Ophelia's minions as well. Magnus right there with a juke onto Midas. Not exactly going to happen right there. A lot of banter coming out between both these players. Forsaken Archer having an item finished up there is the Warhammer, so it's going to be a Shrunken Head first, and that Shrunken Head at the current GPM going to be finished before the 20-minute mark. Going to be able to provide Forsaken Archer with a lot of the tankiness and the ability to withstand magic damage that she needs. Vitalba being caught out there on that Ophelia, going to take the fall. With 5 of the people for the Hellborn side down here actually in the bottom lane, this is definitely going to be a push right there. Magnus with that level 10, he's not too close to level 11 for the time being, so we'll see if that eruption does come out right now or not. But this is a free tower, absolutely no one going to be trying to defend this. Riser up top trying to get his farm on, but that tower was the second outer tower that the Hellborn have killed. So a nice job by them. Level 11 tree with a portal key of his own, going to be looking to be the initiator here, maybe even with Magnus, but we'll see. Moon Meander, pretty tanky himself. Haxerin on this Hag, only level 9, so no level 2 Bat Blast just yet. The Vulture with this Tornado coming out right here, going to be pretty damn annoying. A good siege weapon, a good anti-siege weapon for sure. And the Hellborn team content to retreat for the time being, maybe get a couple more levels, get that level 2 Magnus ult, maybe get the level 2 Bat ult. We'll see. Ophelia making her way back into the jungle with double Skeleton Kings right there, is going to be able to do a little bit of farming. Triple stacked Ancient, or well, no triple stacked Ancients, just one stack of Ancients coming out right here as Franzi assists Moon Meander and taking those out. Moon, interested to see how he's going to continue to get tanky, what build he's going to choose to go for, whether it's going to be something that's going to be increasing his mana pool, or maybe something a little bit more standard like a Helm of the Black Legion. The push is now centered mid, where there are 4 players. Wretched Hag looking to get her farm up top, while the rest of the players might engage mid. But no, the Hellborn choosing to disperse. Once again, a lot of posturing coming out of both of these teams. Nobody wants to let this Forsaken Archer farm, so the Hellborn's constantly making themselves known, saying, hey, we're here, you need to respond to this. Or even when they're not shown, they're saying, hey, where are we? We have an Amphora, we have a tree, we have a Magnus. We could be on you at any time. That's where these wards come in so important. Leon Black doing a nice job getting these wards up in some crucial locations, but Franzi's ward down here, able to show whenever this Forsaken Archer is going to be farming either of these 2 camps, and that's when the Magnus, that's when the tree, that's when the Hag are all going to come in and try to collapse and get the so important kills on Slick. Slick's only involved in 1 hero kill right now. He just wants to get his farm on. 438 GPM right now. Continues to go up. The Shrunken Head already finished at this point, starting to farm these triple stacked Ancients that he's been working on with this Minotaur down here. B-Kid right now trying to put a little bit of pressure out as well. Bracer now finished on Midas as he's sitting on 1,700 gold. Could be looking for a portal key of his own relatively soon here. B-Kid sitting there with that mana ring and with the portal key. We'll see what he chooses to go for, whether it's going to be a Shrunken Head once again, or maybe something like a nice early Sheepstick. Push going on up top, level 10, Wretched Hag. Still no Bat Blast level 2. Not quite trying to force the situation just yet. They don't have either of their portal keys with them, so they're content to retreat for the time being. Frenzy and Moonmeander going to go ahead and hit the jungle, take care of some of these neutral creeps and get their farm up even more. Right now we do have Midas actually teleporting home. He's going to be picking up that portal key. There it is. So with that portal key, Midas is definitely going to be able to get some pretty serious stuns off, get some serious damage, and that's going to be the initiator of choice for the Legion team for the time being, because Riser still at level 9, only at, let's take a look, we have 198 GPM, still going to be a few minutes off of that portal key unless they're able to get a tower relatively soon, but doesn't look like it's going to happen for right now. Continued pressure being put on mid here, keeping these lanes pushed up. This is what you have to do against a hard carry team. You have to continually keep all the lanes pressed up. Say the only place that you're going to be farming is either on the map where we can see you or the jungle. And if you keep the jungle warded, like, well, there was a ward there a few seconds ago. If you keep that jungle warded, and you see all of a sudden, oh, there's a Forsaken Archer that's taking a lot of damage. We've got 2 portal keys. They're going to be able to get in there and get the picks that they need to really equalize the situation. Moonmeander continuing to farm the jungle. Definitely a very interesting strategy. You typically see Electrician maybe pushing a little bit more here, a little more involvement in kills, maybe utilizing that Nymphora teleport, but none of that happening right now. Just going to go ahead and stay in the jungle. With that Shaman's Headdress up now, could be looking to turn that into a Barrier Idol. Is in fact what I would expect with all the magic coming out from the opposing team. The Power Throw, Shell Serve, you've got Forsaken Archer's Pin, that's magic based, and of course you've got Midas. All of his spells very much so magic based, so definitely want that Barrier Idol at some point there. Could be seeing that relatively soon out of Moonmeander. Magnus now with, oh, he's just bringing out a portal, a Homecoming Stone there. Sorry, my brain's kind of all over the place right now. Moonmeander taking some damage. Nope, just taking a little bit of damage from those creeps right there. B-Kid getting a little bit aggressive right there. With the Midas there, there could have been a big portal key in and stomping all over B-Kid's face, but not quite. Both these teams playing very, very passive right now, and it's a little bit worrisome for me. On the Hellborn side, if we take a look at the team stats right now, 5,200, 5,300 experience lead currently for the Hellborn, and a 5,000 gold lead as well. But there's not a ton of super hard carry potential on this side for the Hellborn. The Hag definitely has that hard carry potential, but she doesn't have the farm that she needs right now. She's sitting around being invisible, trying to get some ganks set up. Doesn't have any of those items that she's looking for, like that early sheep, something like an early Shrunken Head, nothing like that. Although she does have that ultimate orb, so could be working that towards a sheep, or maybe even a nullstone. Maybe a little bit more of a common pub build, but I would expect a sheep. We do have Electrician over here with that Barrier Idol coming out already. Tree continuing to go and get his farm up, sitting at 3,000 gold. Right now is Chessie, but both these teams starting to converge on middle lane. Looks like both teams kind of want something to go down right here. Over for Slicks, we do have that Firebrand coming out, so definitely could be looking for that Geometer's Bane. The Geometer's Bane going to be so useful in breaking up that tree ult. Right now, Hag is actually invisible, and there it is. The Magma's going to come in. Oh, this was actually a little bit of a mistake there. Yeah, a little bit of bad communication. The Hag just wanted to go ahead and drop a nuke and get out of there. Magma's went in, did the stun, and had the portal key out as a result. So a little bit of miscommunication, but that was a little bit of a distraction as well, as the push is coming up here mid. The Golden Salvo and Lion's Pride being used right there, trying to clean up some creeps. It looks like it was just the Lion's Pride, actually. As both these teams starting to siege up. The Magnus off to the side for the time being. Looks like Midas went in, wasn't able to get the stun off just yet. The pin and the ult coming out of Forsaken Archer. Tree comes in with the root, and Magnus channeling off his eruption to the side, but not going to happen. He's going to come in and get the blink off. The Bat Blast did come out and snipes a couple of heroes. The Ophelia trying to get that Astrolabe off, does in fact get the Astrolabe. Midas buys back, goes in for the Golden Salvo and the Lion's Pride, not able to get the stun once again. A big Magma stun comes in and is able to snag 3 players. The pin coming down once again. Moonmeander doing his best to escape right there. The barrier idol bought him a lot of time earlier in that fight, but not enough there at the end. So if we take a look at the damage, it was actually the Midas being killed, buying back, and then going ahead and trading that back to Moonmeander as the Electrician does fall. So relatively even trade there. And you did have to spend a buyback on it for Moravis. So take that as it will. More banter between these teams. These guys obviously scrim a lot. They know each other very well. Tight group of guys. So definitely expect banter in these games. And of course, remember that this is just day 1 of Complexity Scrims cast here. We'll probably be bringing you a lot more games. So I certainly at least hope that we will be bringing you a lot more games on a relatively a daily basis. So we'll see. Forsaken Archer continuing to get her farm up right now. If we take a look at the gold per minute charts, 465 gold per minute on this Forsaken Archer. Slick's one of those players that continually able to get that gold very, very high, very, very fast. Magnus now with that Blessed Orb and 2,500 gold saved up, definitely going to be working on that Sheepstick. That's what they need to be able to shut down this Forsaken Archer. She's already got the Shrunken Head, so now you have to get in there and get that gotcha before she's able to get that Shrunken Head off, and that's what a Sheepstick is. Blink, Sheepstick, follow it up with a few stuns, and that Forsaken Archer dies. Doesn't matter if you've got an Ophelia ult. Doesn't matter if you've got an Astrolabe. That's only going to buy her time. If you're able to keep that Forsaken Archer locked down long enough, then you're probably going to be able to get her picked. You're probably going to be able to win whatever team fight. On the other side, Forsaken Archer herself is working with quite a bit of gold, probably going to be finishing up that Geometer's Bane very soon, which is going to be very nice for dealing with a lot of the team fight potential on the other side. If they are able to get that gotcha off, then that's not going to matter. But if they're not, that's going to be a big deal. Barrier Idol going up right there as Electrician trying to take this tower. Riser going to throw in a shell right there, not choosing to come on in. Spells being cast every which direction. A stun goes down onto Moonmeander, and Midas actually going to come in right there, lands the stun on Moon, but I don't know why they're targeting Moon. Moon is so tanky. The eruption comes in from Magnus, but the Forsaken Archer does pop that Shrunken Head in time. Bat Blast coming in, catching 3 players. Aluna is going to fall right there. Kelpfield going to come in as well. Midas taking a lot of pressure, but is able to escape for the time being. Electrician and the Tree able to come in and clean her up, though. Ophelia takes the stun from Magnus, and the Hellborn walk away with that team fight handily. Forsaken Archer had to retreat, did not want to die right there. Bubbles the same, but the Hellborn didn't quite start out perfectly right there with a pretty bad Magnus ult, but they got done what they needed to get done. A lot of that really had to come down to why were so many spells blown on that Electrician. Moonmeander, that tanky presence is so hard to kill. With that Barrier Idol, with the Electric Shield up, he's able to tank so much damage, and they used a lot of stuff on him. They used a Power Throw. They used an Aluna Stun. They used both of Midas's spells. Midas blinked in to try to get that kill, and it simply did not happen, and they weren't able to get the kill on Moonmeander, and as a result, they didn't have those spells for the rest of the fight, and they took a ton of damage. Kongor going down right there. That's the result of that team fight. Whenever you win a team fight, you have a couple of options. If you have enough people up and with health and mana, then you can either push, you can go farm your opponent's jungle, get your wards up, blah, blah, blah. But there's going to be a Kongor kill. So that Kongor, definitely very, very important right there. We'll see who the token is on. Probably on Tree then. Did I miss it? Is it on Moon? No, there's actually no token. So that token was killed. No, okay, there it's on Hag. Jeez, I'm completely blind. That was the first person I checked. Sorry about that. Hag actually finishing his Sheepstick right there, as Magnus will be finishing his Sheepstick very shortly as well. And with that, the 2 blinks, the 2 Sheepsticks, going to be extremely important. Tree now with the Soul's Blessing set to defensive currently. Going to be probably changing that when a push comes up. But he's going to be working on a sheepstick of his own, most likely. Tree going to go ahead and try to stop this push as best as possible right there. Riser saying, damn it, I just wanted money. Just give me money. He finally does have that portal key as well as a Neophyte's book. So could be looking for something like a Gnome's Wisdom. Could be looking for a Cyclone Stick. We'll see whether the Storm Spirit does in fact come out. Could even be going for something like a puzzle box, but I think it's a little bit too late in the game for that one. Taking a look at these team stats now, we do have a 10,000 gold advantage for Complexity and a 12,000 experience advantage. So the game is handily in their lead right now. But the real worrying factor is this Forsaken Archer. The Geometer's Bane already finished to meet with that Shrunken Head. She doesn't put out a whole lot of damage right now, but now that she's got her two main defensive items taken care of, the offensive items are going to come next. Talking about maybe a Savage Mace, talking about possibly a Wing Bow. We'll see what she chooses to go. But all you have to know is that it's going to hurt. Once she gets her items, Slicks is going to be putting out a ton of damage. But the Hellborn team not going to give her the chance right now. They say, hey, we're just going to go ahead and try to put some damage out over here. The portal coming in from Tree right now. They want to get that Forsaken Archer. The Geometer's Bane does go out. The Sheep going to come in before the Shrunken Head is able to get off. Using a lot of ults right now, the Forsaken Archer does fall. It cost them a Bat Blast. It cost them 2 Sheeps, 3 ports, and an Amphora ult. But damn, if they did not get that Forsaken Archer. The Ophelia ult was used right there, and we did even see the Midas trying to come in and assist the Forsaken Archer, and Midas falls as well. So Complexity definitely in a beautiful position right there, and we actually see a mock right now from B-Kid. So he says, okay, I've got this Blessed Orb. I guess I don't really need that Sheep. So he went for a mock instead, and I don't exactly disagree with this pick. The reason that it's so good is because it breaks those portal keys. The portal keys on Midas, the portal key on Bubbles. If Magnus is there, if he's hiding in the trees, then they're not going to be able to get those portal keys off. And as long as the initiation is on the side of the Hellborn's going to win most of these encounters. Forsaken Archer still down for another 12 seconds as the last outer towers are both taking pressure right now. The bottom tower is sure to fall, and there it goes as that demonic is completed for this tree. The top lane, Riser finally got that tower with the assistance of the Ophelia minions right there. Slicks actually, you know what? Those are Slicks minions. They're Ophelia minions and Slicks minions. That is so cool right there. Using those 6 creeps up there to get a counter push going while they try to defend their base. This is actually beautiful play coming out of TT Esports. Going to go ahead and retreat with those minions. So yeah, that's really cool. They're actually able to get that push going, force the TPs back, and say to the Hellborn team, okay, you guys can beat us like this, but what if we have a separate hit squad over there trying to get kills on your towers? So cool. B-Kid continuing to farm, definitely going to be looking for a sheepstick of his own relatively soon. If we take a look at items team-wide, though, Aluna doing her ward thing. Midas still sitting on just that portal key and 2,000 gold now. Headdress up for Ophelia, going to be looking to finish a barrier idol of her own at some point here, along with that Astrolabe. Barrier idol only about 3,000 or 300 gold away, 3,000. That'd be an expensive item. Slicks on the Forsaken Archer now sitting on the Geometer's Bane plus Shrunken Head. Like I said, not a lot of damage right now, but a lot of survivability for the team fights. But if they're able to get that initiation off, all that's negated. On the other side, B-Kid with his mock, with his ultimate orb, looking for a sheep eventually, and with that portal key, definitely a force to be reckoned with, sitting at 476 GPM, the highest farmer on the game on a Magnus. You don't see that too often, but hey, it's B-Kid. What else would you expect, right? Moon Meander sitting on that barrier idol right now. I think he just bought something as well. I didn't happen to catch what it was. Hag with a Hellflower and a sheep. She is going to be such an initiating machine with the blink in, being able to get both of those out. That's going to be absolutely brutal. Franzi on this Nymphora, able to get her own Astrolabe while maintaining great ward coverage throughout the map. We actually have Hag over here, going to use that Hellflower, going to use that sheep, and the Bat Blast as well. But hey, the pick is a pick, and especially on a hero as important as the Midas does in fact fall right there. we now have Magnus actually trying to get in there and do some damage to Riser. Riser is going to fall as well. A Magnus just straight up one-on-oneing. He just finished his sheep too. He didn't even need the sheep, and he was able to get that kill. The Mach, so good right there. Definitely what he was looking for. And Amphora port going to be used, going to be teleporting toward the mid lane. So they're going to be looking for that pushing on two different fronts right now. The tree minion's going to be resummoned over here in mid. The Vulture Lord is out for the other team, though, trying to put some damage out, knowing that this Magnus can't blink if the Vulture Lord is there as well. But all this tower is falling so quickly. The glyph going to be going out, but with no Midas and no bubbles, there's zero chance for the Legion to force the engage right here. They're going to let this drop. They want to stall it, but they're not. Oh, a beautiful deny coming in there from Slicks. That right there is why he is one of the best players in the world, among other things. But that was so good. The Hellborn team is now on a clock. The players have respawned, and they want to be able to get this Rax down. The tree minions are in there trying to do their damage, but they're not. Oh my god, they just barely get the Rax down right there. And the Hellborn team very wisely retreating. The Aegis has gone ahead and despawned, so Kongor will be up in just another minute or two, and that's what they're going to be waiting for. They'll go take that Kongor, and then they're going to be looking to push and try to end this game. Oh man, the Legion team is in a rough spot. The things that they need to do to get back into this game, they want to try to be able to catch their opponents at Kongor possibly. If they're able to somehow get in there undetected and get a favorable engagement at Kong, maybe snipe the token, get Kongor, get a lot of kills, something like that, then that would really be helpful. But the Hellborn team says, you know what, whatever. We don't even need Kongor. We're just going to go in right here, right now. B-Kid, the Magnus on the front lines, going to be saying, hey, I've got a Mach. Hey, I've got a Sheepstick. I've got all these Magnus-y things. Deal with it. And, oh man, Haxerin right here, working on the shrunken head of his own now. Definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with if it gets to that point. Moonmeander in the front line being caught by the pin right there. Takes a couple of abilities, but in goes the Keeper. The Root goes out. The Bat Blast comes in as well. The Magnus comes in with an absolute gigantic eruption. Slicks has already gotten the Forsaken Archer's shrunken head up. The Hag taking a lot of damage right there as well. But as soon as that shrunken head is done, the Sheeps come out. 4 down now. 3 down actually coming now for the Forsaken Archers team. TT Esports calling GG's right there. My mind just exploded at the quality of that team fight. Beautiful, beautiful job by Complexity taking this game. Oh, 4 scrims today, 3 victories for Complexity. Going ahead and getting that reverse kill. Lost that first one, but not the other 3. Complexity, your victors today. Beautiful, beautiful scrims. Oh man, that was an awesome game. I love Complexity style, making sure that they do not need a hard carry. They put that farm on B-Kid. B-Kid says, you know what, I'll be your carry. I don't need anything. So he's going to go ahead and be the Magnus. He's going to go ahead and get the farm. He's going to get the kills, get the initiation, and Complexity is the team going to get the win. All right, guys, that is it. You can see it right there. Franzi telling me we're done for the day. This has been Complexity Scrimcasting. I've been your host, Beef. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. If you want to watch more stuff that I do, I cast Heroes of Newerth and StarCraft. Check me out over at twitch.tv/BeefPotPie1. Thank you very much to the hundreds of you that have followed me today. I very much so appreciate that. Check me out on YouTube. That is youtube.com/BeefPotPie1, where I do StarCraft casting weekly. Definitely going to be doing some HoN casting as well now. But thank you, everyone. Also, make sure to check me out on Twitter at BeefPotPie1. All right. Thank you so much to Complexity for hosting this and giving me the opportunity to cast these games. And thank you for TT Esports making it possible as well, showing up here today to get these scrims done. We are done for the day. I'm going to go get some tea because my voice is going to be sore, and I want to be able to be back here tomorrow casting more and more games. Also, thank you for bearing with us. There have been some technical issues on my end. This is first time that I've been casting Heroes of Newerth with this setup in a long time. So I'm going to be doing some work. Make sure that there's no pop-ups coming up, nothing like that, and getting everything fixed that you guys want fixed. So thank you very, very much. And thank you to my moderators for helping keep the stream going. All right, guys, make sure to head over to Moon's stream Yep, Francie says that he's going to be going up right now. So more Complexity action heading on over there at twitch.tv/moonmeander. Go check that HoN out. I'm out. Thanks.